everyone, welcome to Blue Heart Craft Catch-Up episode number 95. I'm Abby, I live in the northwest of the UK with my family and two little dogs who are going everywhere, and one of the dogs brought that in. As it fell out of the recycling box, I'm going to take that. I've only just noticed it now when I've seen it in the camera, but that's what they've robbed that's fallen out the recycling bin when I was emptying it this morning. Of course, it's that they'd rob. I wonder why. They can probably smell it, think it's nice, but yeah, it's not. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all staying safe and taking care. Thought I'd come on and show you what I've been up to. There have been a few things that have just took a lot of time over the past few weeks, so I'm going to limit to what I'm showing you as stuff where there's actual a bit of difference on there that I can show. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. And can you get away from my yarn, please, because you're going to end up taking it all over. But anyway, let's get on to the crafting. So my first item that I'm going to show you is an FO, and oh my gosh, I can't believe this is finished. It is my Friends themed calendar blanket, Friends themed cal blanket. It is a paid for button by Chaos and Chop Suey. I have been working on this blanket for 3 years now, so it is just a relief to finally get it done. It would not take most people 3 years to do this blanket, but I just kept stopping and starting. And when I got to the border, it was just, because of how big it is, it was just getting on my nerves, taking it, doing it round, and then you'd have to like get the whole thing out to work on it. So that's why I did, you know, stop and start with it quite a bit, but it is finally done and I am loving it. It's been a bit, I've come home from work the past few days and it's been really cold, it's been really windy, so it's nice coming home from work and being able to wrap up warm in it, because it has been quite windy. It is actually looking beautiful right now, and so I'm sort of trying to go as quick as I can with this video so that I can put the washing machine on, because I want to get do a few loads of washing and get them on the line while it is so bright and breezy and sunny. But yeah, that is my only FO. I'm not going to go into all the yarns that are on it. I have put pictures in and videos, hopefully, that I've taken. It's too big to hold up here. It would easily fit on a bed, like a single bed. It could easily be a bedspread for that, the size of my one. But yeah, anyway, the pattern is paid for one. The charts I used was the Stylecraft Special DK one. The designer gives 3 colour charts, colour suggestions: Red Hot Super Saver, I Love This Yarn, and Stylecraft Special DK. I did the Stylecraft Special DK one. I used a 4mm hook, and yeah. Do you mind? Don't work with kids or animals, they say, and I can totally understand why. So yeah, basically, yeah, I did follow that along. I used 4mm hook and I did regular corner to corner. It was only with the cat one, the smelly cat panel, where I changed colours because the greys were too similar for me for the bin and the cat, so I changed the colours a bit. But other than that, it was totally the colours that were mentioned. And that is my only FO, but I have been working on a few bits. I have got my phone here with my, where's Abby, with all my notes on that I've been making, so that is why I will be looking down quite a bit. Got to get them up though, because I've had to just turn the auto shut off on it, on the battery. So yeah, that is my only FO. Like, I will link all the patterns down in the description box below that I do mention. I'll mention this, I'll put this one, obviously the Friends blanket, but I love it, I really do. So that is my only FO. My next whip is something that you have seen a few times. I work on it twice a month as it's part of Judy at Witch Piece Crafts crochet or knit along, where we are doing things. It's Yarn Vacation AU is the hashtag, and what it is we get given 2 destinations a month and we've got to add parts in for each destination. I'm doing the paint pan cowl. I have done an extra few squares in a row just so that I wasn't having to magic loop it. I was literally a few squares off short of not having to use magic loop and just being able to go around the needles. So that's what I did. I believe I'm using 4mm needles on this. The main colour is Stylecraft Special Decay in Graphite, and the rest is mostly just scraps that I find in a colour that matches what I want to do. I've been finding historical facts out about the place that gets mentioned, and I try and find colours that link up to that. So the first colour, so this time we were visiting Peru and I did the red and the brown. So the red is to represent when Peru gained independence. They obviously changed their flag when they gained independence and it had red on it, so I thought do that. And then the brown is for Machu Picchu, or Machu Picchu, I don't know how you pronounce that, but it's a historical site. I believe it was the Mayans who lived there, and it looks beautiful, and I so want to go there. I have been to see Chichen Itza, which is in Mexico, which was what the Mayans created, and that is one of the wonders of the world. And I think Machu Picchu just looks like it is going to be a lot on a more grander scale, and it just looks absolutely beautiful. So that is somewhere that is on my bucket list that I want to go to. So thought I've got to get that in, you know, historic and on my bucket list. So yeah, that's where we are with it. I don't know how long I'm going to make it. I believe, so it goes on till the end of June. So we're actually coming near the end. And obviously this is nowhere near finished. I'm going to be just keep picking locations until, sorry, Charlie has put his leg in between where the ball of yarn, and I was holding the project and was just trying to walk away attached to the yarn. So yeah, I'm going to add more locations on, and I'm going to do a bit of research on different places. I don't know how I'm going to pick locations, but hey ho, that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, I'm loving it at the moment. I think it's going to be perfect on a cold winter's day to keep me warm. I have actually started repeating the pattern. So where is it? So that green there for France, that was the first time I started having to repeat the blocks, but you can't tell that I've had to start repeating the blocks. I don't think you can't tell because of how far apart it is. But yeah, so now I technically don't even have to look at the pattern. I can just find what that block is down here, and then basically work out from looking at it what I've got to do. So it's not too easy. It is a pay for pattern, but yeah, it saves having to design a graph like that for doing it. Makes it all simple for you, and it does look quite, you know, the gaps are random and it does look really nice. I am enjoying it. But that is my paint pan cowl. The next whip is my socks. 1 moment. I was hoping to be a lot further along with my socks than I am, but I kept ending up twisting them. So when I join them in the loop, I'd get about ½ an inch done, and then realise that the twisted that when the cast on edge. So yeah, kept having to repeat them, but this is what I've got so far. This is going to be my May socks, and I had started actually doing the heel on one of them because I am going to be doing the shadow wrap heel. I started doing the heel, but then I messed up and dropped a few stitches on one, and I couldn't figure out how to fix it. So I was not that far along, so I've just ripped back and to there. I've only ripped back about 3 rows, and I've nearly just pulled a stitch off there. So it wasn't too bad. So that's where I am with that, and I'm entering these in a knit along as well, and this is Denise at Dear Designs sock along, so knitting a different pair of socks for every month of the year. This prompt was Easter, and I just think these are gorgeous springtime colours, and they scream Easter to me, so I thought I'd give that a go on this. And this is actually a cotton yarn with, I think it is polyamide in it, so that's why I've decided to use it for socks. Well, I bought it to use on socks. I bought it at Black Sheep Wool, so if you're in the northwest of England, check out Black Sheep Wools in Warrington. It is phenomenal. I've only ever been there once, unfortunately. Hope to go back more. But I know Karen from Stitches and Jacks goes there quite a lot. Jeanette of Crafty Legs Creations goes there quite a lot. So it's a really phenomenal shop, and I don't think either of them ladies live particularly close to Warrington. I think they live near, but not like, you know, round the corner sort of thing. I know they live in the northwest of the UK. But anyway, getting sidetracked here. So I bought this on sale in Black Sheep Wools, and it is Stylecraft Regatta yarn. Regatta, I don't know how to pronounce that word. In the colourway, let's see, Skipper. That's it. And I'm doing the Rose City rollers for these socks. So it is a short, it's going to be a shorty sock. So I know it looks like I've not got a lot done, and it's halfway through the month practically, but they're only short, so I'll get them done. I have faith I can get them done by the end of the month, and hopefully get started on my next socks. I have planned what socks I'm doing and what yarns I'm using for each one to go with the prompt, so that I've made sure that I have it all ready to go. So it is just a case of, once I've got one finished, I don't have to think about it or think about the prompt or matching it up. It's just a case of getting the next one started. So I'm looking forward to getting that done. The next whip is something you've seen a little bit, and I am absolutely loving doing it. And it is my 10 stitch blanket that is not 10 stitches. So I decided to do this crochet blanket to use up the minis that I get as I'm a Patreon of My Yarny Corner. And this is what the blanket is turning out like. So last time you saw me, I was working on this blue. If you're pretty new to my channel, the way this blanket started was down here where this pink is, where the pink is here. I started, went up, went round, down the side of the pink, joined in this next colour, so that was when the pink was running out. I've gone round, up here, round, and then down here and round again. So it's basically like a giant spiral, but it's in like a squarish rectangular shape. It is supposed to be 10 stitches, but I found with the 10 stitches I was getting quite bored, because I'd literally be having, I'm not spending too long on a row. So I've increased mine up to 20 stitches, and I just increased the amount of rows at the beginning before I... Is there something... Sorry, my watch. Before I started to turn round the corner. So that is my blanket. I was on the blue last time you saw me. Oops, I'm showing you the back. It's on the blue last time you showed me. Last time I showed you, and I've added in this. I do a gradient of a bit of one yarn and a bit. I do 4 rows of the new colour and 4 rows of the old colour mixed in, and then I start with the new colour completely. And that one is, I believe, Firework it's called. I've got 2 more. I've got 2 more balls that, or skeins that need to go in, and then I've just got this month's one, which I absolutely love. It's so beautiful. So yeah, that's what I've got so far, and I'm loving the colours. They're not normally colours I'd go for. I mean, I'd go for the pinkies, but not necessarily like with the purples and the yellows and the bit reddy in it, but I'm absolutely loving it. And I like just seeing what arrives in the post every month, because that's the order I'm adding them in. I'm not mixing up the order or anything like that. So it's just sort of see how it goes. And as I finished my niece's jumpers in the last episode, I have decided to pick up a garment that I had hibernating, and this is my, it's going to be like a jumper, and it is made using the Advent minis that I got last year, I bought, and this was again from My Yarny Corner. So I have actually separated for the sleeves down here, so I'm now just knitting round and round until it is long enough. You right there, buds? So yeah, the last time you saw me, I've actually put a stitch marker in. Hey, I'm ahead of the game. So last time you saw me, I was where that blue stitch marker is. So I've had a bit done. Took a bit of like counting to remember where I was and see how much I needed to increase. I didn't actually make a note down of the size. I didn't make a note down of the size that I was doing either, so I just had to measure myself. I hope I've not got, I've stayed the same, and just had to guess from that. I think from what I've measured, it sounds about right. So it could be a bit wonky at the top, but hey ho, it's a jumper. It'll stretch out. It'll be fine. And he's going crazy there. He's going crazy because I brushed his hair and he's not happy about it. He doesn't like it when I brush his hair. So that is mostly what I've been working on. As I said, I've worked on a few other things. So I've worked on the fairy. I have attempted to do them wings like 4 times because I keep trying different greens and there seems to be none that's fitting. So I finish a wing and then I'm like, nope, so I rip it all out. So I'm not actually cutting off the arm before I decide yay or nay. So that's what I'm doing with that. So I've still got a bit of work to do on that. Oi, chill. And I now get to start a new blanket now that I've finished my old one. Very tempted to cast on or, you know, chain on a new blanket. But hey ho, I think what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to get a bit more of this done, catch up a bit more, and then start on a blanket project. I don't know. So that is where I'm up to. I have also been working on my star flake, but I am still on the brioche. Can't wait for this brioche to be over. I'm still on the brioche, so I feel like I'm coming on, like, yeah, and I've now done 2 more inches of brioche, and I'm like, it doesn't look any different. So that's why I thought I won't show it today. But yeah, the brioche is nearly over. The end is in sight with that brioche. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. It has been a mostly quite slow week in terms of crafting, and I'm going to give just a little life update. So if you're not interested in that, I hope you're all having a wonderful day, staying safe and taking care, and I'll speak to you soon. But for those of you who are interested in life update and who've been following me for a bit of a while, brief bit of recap for those who haven't been following me for a while. I've had 2 sort of health scares this week, but not too bad. Just anxiety's took over me. So the first one is I have been under treatment, like investigation, sorry, for some issues, and basically they've narrowed it down to 3 conditions they think it is, and they've referred me to a gastroenterologist, and I'll be seeing them in July. So while I'm waiting for that, my GP has said they want to run every test that they think gastro may want to test me for, so that when I do see them, I'm not then having to go there and get a load of tests. It's a lot easier. So they're saying any test that they can do, like blood tests and things like that, they're trying to get me to do them beforehand. So they did this one test just because I have been on holiday, and they want to check for like infections and stuff like that, just to make sure, as gastro will have tested me for them anyway. So this just, it sort of cuts out, it's getting things done quicker, so when I get to gastro, more likely to get the answers quicker, and they don't have to do as many tests and that. Anyway, we were not expecting anything to come back on these tests. As I said, as they narrowed it down to 3 conditions that were causing my symptoms, and one of the tests came back with a bit of a warning label on it. So the doctor checked it, had to wait for that doctor to next be in. I could have spoke to a different one, but as he's been handling most of my case, I didn't want to keep chopping and changing between speaking to doctors, so I waited for him to come back in. He said the result is slightly lower than what they'd like. However, it could have just been that is a low day. Like, we all have natural fluctuations, and it is only slightly low, so it could have just been I'm regularly normal, but you know, it was a bit of a lower day, so I'm getting it retested just to be on the safe side and get more tests done on that. But as I was not expecting anything to come back on them tests, that really made me nervous. You know, obviously I don't see the results, so I had to wait until the doctor spoke to him to find out what was going on. And then the other thing is, for those of you who have did not follow me before the hack, and I mentioned it then, I'm not sure I've mentioned it on this channel since, but I was a victim of domestic abuse and I ended up with PTSD from it. Now I've been doing really well. I finished therapy earlier this year, and I've been reclaiming my life back really well. So, you know, like where I work is right opposite to where my ex was working when we broke up. I don't know if they works there or not anymore, but it doesn't bother me, whereas beforehand I couldn't go near that area, the city, without feeling scared and getting panicky and things. But so I am doing well, but I had my first PTSD nightmare since I finished therapy, and it really shook me. It was a lot of like fear of like, oh, am I sinking back down into it, you know, am I mentally doing okay, and things like that, and just it really scared me and made me nervous. I'm doing okay. I've not had anything since, but you know, these things are going to happen, but it was because it's been that first time, it was just that jolt of surprise and worry and anxiety over it. But I'm doing okay. It's the way things go, you know. These things happen. Stop eating so quick then. He's looking at me like he's nearly choked on a dog biscuit, and he's now looking at me because I've told him to stop eating so quick, and I'm like, what have I done wrong? Dogs, the little buggers. Anyway, so that's me rambling on about my crafting over the past week, why it's not been so great, all my tummy troubles, and then now my unstable mental health. So I hope you've enjoyed it, you know, bit of a weird bit of everything. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get this edited and get this uploaded, and hopefully I will speak to you all soon. Hope you're all taking care, staying safe. I hope it is lovely weather where you are and not very windy as it is here. Hope it is settled for you, but speak to you soon. Bye.